All right, so another very exciting call. I'm super excited. I've got Pamela back with X39 LifeWave. Pamela, how you doing today? Great to see
I'm
you.
doing so great, and I'm so excited for you too to open up your box. And yeah, we'll go through patching protocol and things like that. But yeah, it's so wonderful. And I say, take a before and after shot. So at least you have this, but you want to
Yeah,
take a
this is
picture
good.
because you will start noticing a difference. Yeah,
Yeah. Gosh, I can see how
it's
like
inevitable. I've seen enough that I just know it's inevitable. So it's kind of fun. So to show
it
where
is.
where
I
you
really
start.
love that. And so the last call we did, you were at the Healing Bowl location, right?
Yeah. And now
Now
I
you're
love
like
it.
in a close up. I can really see your skin. Like
I'm
your skin is really glowing. And I'm looking at my skin going, oh my God, it's like I totally need this. And
Oh,
we just did
I
that call with Sophie, and she's like, I want my skin to look like yours, Pamela.
wow. Well, I think that yeah, I think that there's things that we can do now that are simple and really effective. And that is by utilizing the power of our own God-given peptides in our body and to just, have them start doing what they were meant to do naturally. So
Yeah, it's really exciting. And now, so we're gonna do what we call an open the box, which I've got my box. Is this the right way? Yes.
yes.
Yes. And I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my God, Pamela, you're like you told me, you said you have to wait until we get on the call because I want your reaction to be authentic.
I
And
do.
I'm like,
I
oh my
didn't want you
God.
to fake it. Yeah.
And it's so funny because I feel like a little kid who has to wait to open his presents till Christmas. And I can see him under the tree and I'm shaking him. And I'm going, oh, what's in this box? And so one thing I did do though is I think I cut the I think I did. Yeah, I cut the tape so I could at least open it without having to
I know.
pull
And
out
then I told you to
scissors.
stop because I
Exactly,
wanted you to.
exactly. And so now we're going to open the box. One thing I'll say is this, it got here really fast. Like we ordered it on a Monday or Tuesday and I had it by Friday. And I didn't do any of the rush delivery I could have. But
Mhm.
here's my box. So
Yeah.
let's start first with here's the receipt. So I've got all my stuff that I ordered.
Mhm.
Here is my LifeWave packet, which we can open that up.
Mhm.
Or if you decide, depending on how much time you have
Well,
today.
it's so wonderful though to just know that this was just something that I was doing sideline because it goes so well with my crystal bowl business and patching people. But it's really a beautiful way to love on people because I don't know anybody that doesn't come across on a daily basis people that are suffering from things. Whether,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, all that information. It is just the best company. And I can't say enough about the caliber and quality of our leader, David Schmidt. He is just a humanitarian.
Oh my God.
Um,
I'm learning a lot about this guy.
mhm.
Obviously, every time you get a new technology, you've got to learn how it works, what it does. David's done a lot of phenomenal interviews. This one interview, he's being interviewed, and it was a gal, somebody within the organization that's been there a while. She's a doctor. She's like, David, who do you emulate? Who do you look forward to? Who do you like? Who is it that you? And he's like, prayer.
Look up
He's like
to.
praying to God, doing prayer study in the morning, prayer study in the evening. Like he gives it all to God. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like, if you're
Mhm.
going to emulate or look up to somebody, obviously you want to look up to God but he's talking about, like I heard that and I told Riley, I said, Riley, you've got to listen to this because these are the kind of people we want to work with,
Yeah.
people that are all about giving back, all about God, all about, just being better humans and helping other people. And I just like, and I've listened to that video probably 3 or 4 times. When you get these data drops with a lot of information, you're going to get a lot in the first, but you got to listen to them over and over. But I love it. It's very inspiring, and it's great to sell a product where, that's what the owner's talking about. And
Yeah.
he's got a huge track record. I mean, he's got like what about 100 products that are
Hmm.
trademarked and more. And this is originally being developed for the U.S. Navy. A lot of these types of patches and the
I've
military and
been. Yeah, and then, the swim teams were winning, all their competitions because they had so much energy and stuff too. But it was non-transdermal. They were going to get disqualified, but they couldn't because there isn't anything in it other than activating your own light in your
Right,
body and different peptides.
right.
So it wasn't against the rules. But what I love too about what he says is that, and I've heard him say, don't act like I'm so wonderful. Anybody can do this. He says, what I do though, as far as what download you're getting, he says, I just pray before I go into my lab and then I follow through with the inspiration, so you don't have to make me like I'm some hero. And that's like what you were saying, it definitely is something where he's literally giving the glory back. But I love this is on we have a LifeWave app too that has different videos and training things on it. But this is what I love that he said, that in the front part of the app. And he said, if you wish to be successful, first start by praying for guidance and choosing a path which allows for service to others. And that is my favorite thing about him. He's such a humanitarian. It is when we surrender ourselves to serving the greater good that we are empowered to achieve things that seemed impossible or out of reach before. David
Right.
Schmidt. And I just love that. That is the
It's
epitome of why and you can't help get excited because he's so excited when he's finding out all this information and the
yeah,
research that's working, because he's tuned in. He's a pretty open vessel for
yeah.
communication.
Very tuned in, very tuned in. I mean, just a really beautiful person. You can tell by just his persona and the way he talks and the way he presents himself that, he's all about giving back. And in this day and age, it's just so
It's
nice to
rare.
have people like that, out there. And then with the product and the quality of product, I mean, we have a lot of really cool technology, a lot of great stuff, but this has definitely got to be, if not at the top of the list, right at the very top of some of the best technology that's right out there now for the everyday person that's available. The other thing I want to thank you for is that I've got that buddy of mine, Dave, who you spoke to like a true angel. I mean, there was a lot of love and compassion there. And he was diagnosed with some rare form of Parkinson's, and he's really distraught. In fact, yeah, I mean, it's stressful. It's a stressful diagnosis to get. He was telling me that, he's a real estate agent and he's had to scale back his real estate stuff because he's even having a hard time doing open houses and showing real estate right now. And
Mhm.
so, the one thing that people like Dave didn't have at all was any hope. Like they gave him that diagnosis and said, hey, you know what? You're on your own, best wishes. That was really what he was saying when we were on that call.
No, I
And
know. And I
and
see that a lot with my
yeah,
patients at the clinic that we're working with too. And there isn't anything that I can think of that's more touching, and to feel if there's something that you can actually do and to know that there is something that you can do. Oh, so yeah.
yeah, and somebody like you, you're seeing it real time on a daily basis. Just before we go any further, let me just touch off and say LifeWave is a group of patches that basically take your body light, the natural radiant light coming off your body, reflect it back in. It's a configuration of different crystals. And when those crystals get hit with your natural body light, it reflects light back in. And the light is basically, depending on the crystal configuration, the light being sent back in is activating different parts of the body. Now, we've done a lot of stuff with Theralight, far infrared. So, a lot of people following the channel know how different light frequencies and spectrums affect different parts of the body. But did I get that right? Like, that's kind of a general.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what's so incredible. It's just that he's found a way to isolate different peptides. So a GHKCU copper peptide is what does the stem cells. Oh gosh, I've got to close the door.
Good.
Sorry. Sorry about that. And then, the different the different peptides like glutathione that we actually can make naturally in our body. And when we do supplements, they're not as effective. So it's so cool that we could raise our glutathione levels to 300%. That is amazing without any kind of supplementation. It's literally naturally our own glutathione that also helps our eyesight and other things and helps with infection, but definitely raises our own antioxidant level to that high state so that we can especially like if you're traveling or anything like that, that you can actually be very safe and feel very confident that you will be maintaining your health at the highest level for immunity.
I love that. I love that. So I think what I was, yeah, I said this earlier. I'm going to say it again. When you did the first video, you were a little bit far back in the room, right? Because you
Mhm.
were doing the bowls, and that was so cool. Now you're up close, and I can really see how radiant your skin is. So I got two boxes in on my box. So you help me pick this out. Which box should I grab first?
You choose. Either one's going to be fun.
I'm going to grab the top one,
Yeah. Yeah.
just because it's like
Mhm.
it's Christmas Day for me. And I'm so excited
And
because
I like the
I'm going to start.
packaging too. It's sleek. It's nice.
It is,
Yeah.
it's really sleek. It reminds me of opening up an iPhone.
Hmm.
Like it's really sturdy boxing. It's really
Hmm.
very classy. I mean, it's really like, wow, this is
Hmm.
cool. I have no
Nice.
idea. I don't even remember what you got me, but part of the
Yeah.
joy of
Well,
being
the
in this.
most important, that's the one, X39. So pull that baby out because out of every
Boom.
single one, yeah, that is the holy grail of healing right there because your stem cells know exactly what to do, and that is the one that's going to stimulate that activity in your
I
body.
love that. So now when I get this, this is one pack, right? Like when I bought a
Mhm.
pack, I bought this pack and we're gonna open it up and I need to get a screenshot for our video. So I'm gonna take a
Okay.
quick screenshot here. Give me just a sec because I need some good artwork and I need to cover up the phone. Oh man, it's just so hard to be me. That's why I have young people
Yeah.
around me because okay, smile, yes. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm gonna open up this pack and wow. Okay, so I've got the pack. I've got another
A little
instructions,
pamphlet, and
and
it will show you where to act, where the placement can be, and it's in different
yeah,
languages.
and I know that we've talked about this before,
Mhm.
but it's going to be right below the belly button or right, right
Yeah,
in between your shoulder
that's where
blades.
they did the studies, and it works really well there. So they suggest that. But the truth is, with X39, you can place that patch wherever you have pain, wherever you need to in the body. If you were to have a toothache, I mean, you can place that patch if there's swelling, to help with wound healing. People that are with a broken bone, you can place it, close to that. I remember breaking my toe and I put the patch on and all the swelling and all the redness was completely gone around the circle where the patch was within a few hours. And then by morning, I literally could walk on it again. It was fast. So it's an incredible one. So just know with X39, it will work wherever you place it. The stem cells are going to start activating. And maybe, even if I had broken my toe, if I had a heart issue, it probably would have gone to the heart first. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Even
yeah,
though I might have been upset about my toe, if my heart stops, then we've got a problem. So
exactly.
they know exactly what to do. So when people say, I don't feel anything, or I don't know if it's working, it's probably because it's working on a deeper organ.
Yeah. And Dr. Mike Van Thielen, who's been a guest on our show many times, ran a stem cell clinic. And he said that even though you might be doing a stem cell injection for your shoulder, the stem cells are going to go, your body directs them to the place of greatest need first. And
Mm-hmm.
so those places get taken care of, and then eventually it'll get to the shoulder, but your brain and your body know where they're most needed. And so they first go to those areas which if you don't see it, you're thinking, wow, you know what? There was a place that really needed it worse than whatever we were starting with.
Yeah, just know they're up leveling 3 to 4,000 genes to their perfect states. those cells are going to their perfection. So every single time you wear it, and that is the other thing, that over time there is this effect, is the more it's actually really wonderful. So there's a cumulative effect to continuing to up level your cells, and then people start seeing the reverse aging part of it, where their hair starts going dark or their hair starts growing in the bald spots, and it's kind of fun and miraculous to see that happen for people. It's always fun. Yeah.
It's really amazing. So I think there's a lot of benefits actually. We talked about a lot of those. But so this pack right here is actually 30 patches. So when you're buying a month or you're paying for a monthly supply, you're wearing a patch for 12 hours, then taking it off for 12 hours and letting the body do what the body needs to do once it's been stimulated with that light energy. Is that correct?
Yes. And people have been taking their patches and putting it on their animals at night, the ones that they've been using all day. You can actually get some extra juice out of it, and it'll help your animals really well. And it also, people I've been hearing have been using it on their plants. So I haven't done that. I haven't seen that happen. I just heard about it the other day, that they were having really great results. And I thought, well, interesting, because phototherapy and light, maybe it would know exactly if the plant has a disease or something, but sounded like that was really wonderful. But I did have a friend who had 2 dogs that were older, and she would patch them every other day. And Mo is a nurse. And then she heard David say that there's this cumulative effect. So she says, I think I'm just going to patch the older dog for a while just on his own, because he's sleeping all the time. He's lethargic. He can't even get up and down the stairs anymore. So it was only after about 3 or 4 days of patching him consistently. She'd been patching the 2 dogs every other day. But when she did it consistently for 3 days, the dog was running up and down the stairs again, and was acting more like a pup. So obviously that dog wasn't, that placebo effect was happening in that situation, because he didn't know the difference.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and open this now because I am super excited that I can get started with these. So
Yeah,
I
put
open it
that
up.
on right
Oh,
behind.
wow. And here okay, so all the patches are in here down at the bottom.
Mhm.
And this is just like, for me,
Yeah,
being
you
somebody
can
that
put
has
yours
very
on. I
few.
have mine on right here too.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece off and this piece off.
And I love to do a gratitude practice when I put them on. I just thank my stem cells for what they're about to do. Do you
Thank
know
you,
what I
Lord.
mean? And I thank
Yes,
them for
thank you
up
so
leveling.
much.
Yeah, and I just say thank you for working
Thank
together
you.
to take such good care of my body and to give
That
me
was so
vibrant health and
easy.
energy.
And I am so excited right now. I am so excited because today I've officially started the journey. And, one of the famous Asian philosophers said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And, we had that really good call with Sophia because Sophia also is getting started on these. And the common question is, how long should I wait to see results? Well, the goal is to be wearing these on a regular basis because they're bringing, is it stimulating the copper peptides, which then in turn help activate the dormant stem cells?
Yeah, and H GHKU CKU copper peptide. How do I say that again? I always get all that. I get the whatever wrong. But there's the copper peptide breakthrough. It is doing so much more than just your stem cell. What the stem cells actually do and that are activated by that are just absolutely incredible. So that is what is most exciting about that. And I think I sent that to yeah, okay. GHKCU. Come on, Pamela. I need to do some acronyms.
Good.
GHKCU, copper peptide. That is the holy grail of healing because it is stimulating your stem cells. It helps produce more growth factors. It enhances the activity of your cells. It alters your expression of human genes. It upregulates, gosh, how many? It upregulates 50% of your stem cells and downregulates, wait, not of your stem cells, of function, of your neuron function. That's what it is. And let's see. Well, actually, what I'm going to tell you to do instead, because it does skin and hair, it tightens skin, repair, fine wrinkles, all there's so many things that it does. There's almost too many to name. And this is from research that's 124 studies from PubMed on what this does. And you can find this website that it's the copperpeptidebreakthrough.com. And it has all this information about what's happening every time you put one of those on.
Pamela, how long have you been taking these patches?
It's been about 2 years now.
2 years, yeah.
But I have to be quite honest. I have been naughty to myself, which I have made my own commitment to myself, because every place I go, I run into people that are suffering. And so I have patches with me, but I tend to give away all my patches. So I need a private stash that I say do not touch, because it'd be
Yes.
interesting what I would be doing if I hadn't been giving my patches to everybody else by now. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm doing pretty well, but I still wonder what it would be like. So that's one of the things I'm working on, is a little bit of self-care and recognizing it'd be really nice if I had my own oxygen mask on. But when I run into people, I can't help it. I mean, almost everybody I run into lately. Yeah, I mean, even over the weekend, a really wonderful friend who ended up with prostate cancer and got gangrene from the radiation therapy.
Oh.
So I definitely was, running with X39 and glutathione to raise, for the infection to help him, because he was just suffering so much. So yeah, but that's the thing about this. If you really care about people, you'll end up sharing a lot, because you can't help it, because you know what can happen. And you also hear what would have happened if you hadn't shared.
Yeah.
And there's people who've had, were scheduled to have surgery to have their foot cut off, or diabetes and things
With
like
the
that.
diabetes, yeah.
Didn't have to happen because they started wearing these patches. So you'll hear a lot of what they were scheduled to do and what didn't have to happen because they were activating their own stem cells.
Right. And, we had the first call that we did. And so if anybody missed the first call, Pamela, I just want to backtrack. Sometimes people jump on our second call. They can go back and watch it. That was a great call. But one of the things that the X39 patches have really shown is that they really help activate dormant stem cells. And we talked about dormant stem cells. I think for the most part, everybody knows a stem cell can become any cell in your body. So it could be blood, bone, cartilage, whatever your body needs, the stem cell can be activated to assist that part of the body or that area. And you actually work at a stem cell clinic where you're giving people treatments and doing that. And one of the preludes to doing that is using the X39 patches for 90 days before they do a stem cell harvest. And you're finding, by using these patches, the X39 patches, that you're getting a higher yield of stem cells. So we don't have to go into a lot of detail, but do you want to just touch on that again real quick?
Well, yeah, I just thought that it was really interesting that, it seems like the people that I know, the patients that were on these patches waiting to get in to the clinic because they had a wait time to be able to get in, they seem to harvest way more than the average patient. And then even, I'm thinking of one in particular. I know she called me last night on a Sunday night. She was like, "Oh, I'm almost out. And I thought I was on auto ship." She said, "Make sure that my auto ship is on because I do not want to run out of these. They make such a huge difference." And other patients, that had Parkinson's, even with the sleepless nights, called me the other night and said, I've slept through the night for the first time in years. And my pain when you patched underneath my feet with the ice wave, yeah, he said it really made a huge difference. So he did not want to be without his patches as he moves forward, um, in support of what we're doing. So it's wonderful that you can take people in a situation when they're in so much pain that they can't really function and they can't enjoy their life, the quality of their life, and make a difference in like 10 seconds or half an hour at the most.
Yeah. And one thing about the patches is that if you get set up on a subscription-based program, the cost of the patches goes down. And in addition to the X39 patch, now I'm just going out here because you're talking and I'm like going, okay, you have now the X49 patch. So what's the difference between the 39 and the 49?
This is a sister peptide that works together, and the synergy of these two peptides working together, that one really helps with performance, but it also helps with brain cognition. It helps with the structure of the body. So for osteoporosis, I can't say that very good.
You did good. You did good.
That anyway, the structure of the body, and even elderly people, you know how they kind of slump over sometimes. The people that were in the studies, their body composition was straighter. That's what I was noticing with some of our other patients too. They came in and I didn't even realize how tiny I was because they were so tall next to me. Now I had no idea that they were that tall because they were standing up so straight. So that was the other fun thing too. So that one not only helps with performance. There's a lot of athletes that use that because it takes fat and turns it into the lean muscle mass. It helps with brain cognition and also the foundation of the bone structure too, and helps with the bones. So that is an incredible combination. But what we found out by accident is that when you add this X49 to your X39, and we're all around a lot of our devices, you don't, it creates almost a Faraday cage around your body for 5G, and people don't go
Wow.
weak. So the fact is that you can actually not only help with your stamina and your performance and your brain activity and everything, but also help protect yourself naturally. Because David was saying, you know, there is 5G every place we go now. It's almost as if we have to adapt as a species. And wouldn't it be interesting if we could create a way that our skin is the barrier to these things? So that's what he had talked about. And then we have done different muscle testing things, and people will be on the phone and they put a patch on, and then all of a sudden they don't go weak when the phone rings and they're on the
So
phone.
should I put this above or below my X39 or should I
Well,
wait and do
actually,
it?
a lot of people put that below their belly.
Okay.
There's different placements that you can actually place that as well. A lot of people wear that below their belly. I know women tend to wear it below their kneecap. It works a little bit different. Uh, there's a placement for women that's a little bit different than men, but that's a really wonderful one. But then the next one, let's go to Aeon. I believe it's the
Aeon.
blue one. That is the
Uh,
other one that is just the most incredible patch. Now,
I
this,
love this. I have so many different varieties that we'll do videos on
Mhm.
these later. And I know you still got to get to work today and I know you have stuff going on. So when we start getting like, hey Sean,
Yeah,
because you know me, I can talk forever.
yeah.
But
But
let's go
this
ahead. We're gonna open
Eon,
up.
this is the dynamic duo, according to David Schmidt. And the reason
Okay.
why Eon is so profound is that the basis for almost all disease is inflammation.
Right.
And when you wear X39 for your stem cells, the stem cells will not get wasted by going after inflammation, because they will tend to go to inflammation and try to deal with that and eat up inflammation. But Eon takes care of the inflammation response. Um, and it also helps with the cortisol and the fight or flight response that also causes oxidative stress, which causes more inflammation. And people usually, when they're ill or they're losing their energy levels, there's a lot of anxiety that goes around along with that, especially when you get a diagnosis like your dear friend. It is such a stressful thing on your heart. So placing an Aeon with that also helps so that you're not creating more inflammation. You're getting off the stress response. And then it's also activates a peptide that they have found in royal jelly that feeds the queen bee that makes her live so much longer than the other bees, the worker bees. And it's the royal jelly that they feed her. Well, this activates that peptide. So it's almost like drinking 30 cups of royal jelly on top of it for your longevity. And that way, those stem cells from your X39 get to go and become the pluripotent cell for something else. They don't get wasted in inflammation.
Should this one go? Back with the other one or up under the belly button? Or where do you think?
Well, it actually, where I wear it is below the belly button. A lot of times, even just for stress. But again, there's other placements you can even put it, on the wrists and different other places if you've got one that's below the belly. I use my X39, that one, and then the one below the belly. And I use my X49 more by my knee. But you can also do it at ankle points as well. So there's placements in your little pamphlet that will show you exactly where you can place it.
Got it. And I opened it up in my pamphlet. I got
Yeah.
all this around here. I'm so excited right now. Now,
Let's do you've got another one, that glutathione. We kind of talked about
yes,
glutathione a little bit, but oh my
yeah.
goodness. This one I personally like to wear at night because I know the liver's cleansing at nighttime, and I just switch out my Aeon for a glutathione at night. But that is the one that I make sure I have a lot of too, because I'm constantly running them to my neighbors who are sick with COVID, or another neighbor who had bronchitis. Like I said, I took it to my friend the other day after his radiation treatment. But that is the one that raises your own antioxidant levels, your own immunity, which is glutathione is your master antioxidant switch. And you flick it on at 300% after 24 hours. And it's interesting, even when you do supplements, you'll only raise your glutathione levels. And a lot of people are doing a lot of glutathione supplements, but it's only like 23%. And even the half-life of a glutathione push at the end of an IV is usually only 7 to 8 seconds half-life. So to know that you can stimulate your own glutathione and not have to rely on an outside source, and that it's going to help your eyesight and everything else, that's just really cool. So that's one of my favorite patches to have on hand. And so I've kind of created my own light cabinet instead of a medicine cabinet, because I'm doing it with the power of light and phototherapy. So it's all natural way to support my body.
Now, Pamela, one thing I'm going to say is that, we were talking originally about the X39 patch. If I'm listening, one of the things I'm always thinking to myself, how much is it? What does it cost? Just to get it out there, ballpark, I want to say they're like $140 a month if you buy 1 month. But if you
It's
get on the subscription, it's
149 retail. If you're
149
actually
retail.
able to, yeah, buy them at
But if
wholesale,
you
it's 99, and those are about $69
These
wholesale.
are about 69 a month, and there's different packages. Like I got signed up with a gold package, so I ended up getting like all this. I got 2 months of X39, I got a month of X49, I got 2 months of glutathione, and I'm going to share these with Riley. And then I got the Ice Wave, which we can talk about that. This
Yeah,
whole
ice wave.
package,
Yeah, go ahead.
the price even went lower because when you get the packages, then you're even saving more when you're on the auto subscribe. And the goal is to go for at least 90 days. Like give it 90 days minimum to just get a feel for the results that you're going to get, because the body's going to be taking all that light energy. It's going to be sending it into different parts of the body. It's going to take, you will see results as you go, but you'll see more significant based results after like a 90-day period. And it's interesting, we get into 369, 3 months and whatever it is, but everything Tesla did was all based on 90-day. You know, that was all their
Yeah.
stuff that they did was all, 90-day based sessions. So So we talked about glutathione. Do you want to get into, because I'm trying to speed it up a little bit on your
That's
behalf, just because
okay.
I
We
know.
definitely need to talk about Ice Wave because that is like, oh, and Elevator. Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, let's go to Elevate and then let's finish off with Ice Wave.
Okay. Alaveda is wonderful. And that's the reason why I even started working with this company, is because I do work with crystal singing bowls that activate more light, as we talked about last week. And the epithalin in the pineal gland, which feeds the pineal and opens up more of your connection with your own divine consciousness. And it's kind of like the tuner taking you from AM to FM, but it also helps the skin and the collagen, which is a matrix for information running through your body as well. And Ayurveda, Dr. Stacy was saying that in the PubMed research too, that when you're stimulating that peptide, you could live for 30 to 40% longer. It also is elongating your telomeres. So not only is it taking care of your skin, it's doing all of these other things at a deeper level. And I just love Ayurveda. It comes free in the gold. It's an added bonus that they add in the gold pack. If you add a gold pack, you get a free Ayurveda in your kit. So
I'm so excited. So
yeah.
so how many patches can you wear at one time?
Well, Um,
How
I
many
usually
should you
use
wear?
about three or four. I usually
Okay.
wear about three or four, but you can wear as many as you need. If somebody has an injury, they might be double patching. And but more is not necessarily better. You don't have to put a lot of extra X39 on. It's just that sometimes you might need a little bit more help with the inflammation, or maybe you've got some pain going on at the same time. And that's where we can move into your ice wave that's there as well. And you can show people the ice wave, because if you can get off the pain response and people can relax, you rest and repair when you're in more of a sympathetic state of alpha theta relaxation. And that's why we work with the bowls for our stem cell patients as well, because we take them into that deep state of relaxation before we re-administer their own stem cells back into their body with their own gratitude of what they're doing as well. And those ice wave patches can work literally within 8 to 10 seconds when you get them on the right place. A lot of times, in fact, David Schmidt, he's so cute. He just did this whole LifeWave Connect business training, and you can find it on YouTube. They'll probably post it. But he was talking about how IceWave and X39 together work so wonderful for pain relief. But he was also saying that because it helps with even circulation and things like that, that the ice wave, there's ways to even get off of the pain and raise your sexual performance in the bedroom
Yes.
with ice wave. Yeah.
Give me
So
some of
for
that.
circulation. So you can put them on the bottom of your feet. But that's going to be really cute. And that is going to be out. He just got married, and he was really cute when he was saying that, there's also another thing that we have, which is called Shine and Dream. And Dream helps with the melatonin, and Shine, when you use it in the morning, it literally is like the sunshine. You're getting a boost of oxytocin and the love chemical, and it also helps regulate testosterone for men. And even elderly people and couples were learning, they were back having a joyful sexual life again when in the studies. He
Is
said
that
it
from
was
this one here?
it's actually a spray that we have. So it's
Oh,
not
it's a
in the
spray.
packet,
Okay.
but it's a spray, and it's called
Okay.
Shine.
Okay.
And
I'm ordering some of that when we get off. And I'm going to order some of the face cream, but go back to what you're saying because I don't.
no, I just
Go
thought that
ahead.
it was really cute, but
It is cute.
you will see this radiance that David has, and he uses all of these products, and he researches them so well. And he's also now provided all of the different amino acids and things that we need, with some things that are coming out so that we can support ourselves as well. Everything we need. But he was talking about different supplements that you could use. But you will notice when he speaks, there is absolutely this radiance about the man.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
and his goodness shines through. It really does. That golden heart of David Schmidt shines right through. But that skincare that he's got happening and the Alaveda, it's wonderful. So
It
anyway,
really
it was,
is.
yeah. So you got all the good stuff.
I am so excited right now. And basically just one more time, you wear these for 12 hours, then you take them off for 12 hours.
Hmm.
So more is not better. And just like the body needs a little bit of rest after having some fun with your loving partner, I guess, right? As we were
Uh-huh.
talking
Yeah.
about last
What I
time.
said,
It's just
yeah.
nice to give the body that time. And so the patches, you can go on the website. The links will be down below or up above, probably down below, and you can go look at these. And as you get into these packages, or you get them if you're a wife and you want to get it for you and your husband. As you start getting into these larger size orders, the cost of these start getting lower and lower. So we sell so much technology. The other thing I wanted to finish on. This is my Ion. I'm going to make sure I get that on there. Did I just pop that up on my
Can
screen?
you
You
show
can't
it
see it.
close to the screen, just what the patch looks like? Just show it
Yeah.
close to the screen a little bit because
Mhm.
it's very, yeah, and just turn it around. It's very simple. It's kind of just like those circular band-aids, and it's not as big as it looks, uh,
No,
not the actual size.
it's not
But
because it's up big. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
here's the LifeWave one. This was the Aeon, and it says right on the back. So if you're starting to mix them up, you can see this one is Aeon, even though it might be backwards on the screen. And then this is the X39, and just real small, not very big. And I'm so excited. So, this all gets into metaphysical, spiritual, it gets into all that, technology, which a lot of the technology we deal with is what I would call biophotonic, where it's light frequency, light energy. And so you can do that with plasma, the EE systems, which are phenomenal systems, are using light energy. And you can technically do it through sound, right? Through the sound bowls, you can transmit frequency, PEMF, where you're physically touching something that has frequency. But of all the different ways to send frequency into the body, light is definitely one of the top ways of doing it. And the fact that you can put a patch that's with crystal involvement that reflects that light back into your body to basically dial in and tune the body into giving it what it really needs, that the body can do what the body can do on its own. It's not invasive. It's not going in. You're not taking a prescription. You're not having to go sit in a room for an hour. You're not doing any of that. You're literally just putting these patches on and then just going about your daily routine. So it's just such an easy way. And for anybody that's out there, like I don't ever like to talk about age, but Pamela, you're a very beautiful woman, and you do not look your age. And we were on the phone with Riley the other day, and you told her how old you were, and she literally,
Well, I'm a senior
literally
citizen now because I am 65. I just was like, I can't believe it. But yeah, that I can get into
65.
the movies for the senior citizen price. But that's why for me, I'm gonna take these, they're just gonna be part of my lifestyle
Right.
because I
Exactly. And
want
I'm
to
58. Yeah,
activate and have as much joyful longevity as possible in my life. So why wouldn't I?
yeah.
If I can, why wouldn't I want my to activate my stem cells like I was 20?
Exactly. And activating those stem cells really reverses or even slows down the aging process. The other thing I was going to touch on is that with David, he's reinvested a large amount of money back into the company. There's a lot of science behind this. These patches, David started this company in the early 2000s, and I probably said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Initially, being contracted, by DoD or somebody within the military to develop energy for naval special warfare, like using these for the military, and then developing, all these different varieties of patches. And now we've got access to them here in the general public. But this is all science backed. Like David has put a lot of money into the science and doing the studies. And, the last time I was listening to one of the last videos, he was in France and he's working with all these French doctors. And they said, give me 25 patients. And he was 25 out of 25 for patients wearing the patches and getting pain relief. Like he's really deeply behind the science of it. And so,
Absolutely.
we're
He's
going to
got
put
over
that
a
website
hundred
up there.
patents too, over 100 patents as
Over
well. So
100
there's
patents.
no one in our space because we have the patent for activating stem cells with light.
It's just absolutely so amazing. And I am so blessed that number one, I've run across this, number two, run across with you as well. And we're going to do videos. Now, this is kind of a touch, video. We're kind of touching a few. We did our open box. I opened all my boxes. Actually, I still have this box, which as if I haven't gotten enough goodies already. Okay, these are my booklets. Oh, wow. Okay, these are all the booklets for each one of the products.
Mhm.
So that white box, so you get some stuff in there, but now I literally have, if I want instructions or how to use it or where to put it, I have all my stuff. Like it's just like we said earlier, it's just very professionally done. The fulfillment times are really fast. Just everything about this product and this company is just really, really high quality. So did we talk about the Alavita? We did, yes.
We did. That's the
I'm going to go back and
main
watch this video again because you gave us so much information. And we're going to talk about the skin cream and the sprays and some of the other products. But if you're going to get started first, start with X39. If you get in and you're like, hey, I saw what Pamela was saying about some of these other ones. If you have pain, there's other parts that you want to start amplifying within the body with different light frequencies, then you can go back and you can make these packages and sign up, get monthly, get discounts. Call us. You just did a great call with Sophia, one of our regular viewers, listeners, and she's actually bought a lot of products from us. She's really a great lady, and you custom designed a package for her because she wants to do stuff with her skin, and she's got some certain things that she was looking for, and that was so nice of you to do a personal consultation for her. But if you have questions, you can always call us, email us. We're more than happy to reach out and get the information to you. But we've got a lot of really cool technology, a lot of great technology. This is definitely, if not at the top of the list, one of the best products you can start with, and then layer in other technologies and other products as you go. But if you're looking for something to get started with right away, this is definitely going to be one of the best ones to get started with on a daily basis.
And X39, out of all of the patches, that is the one that is most important. If you can only get one patch, X39 is it. And it does almost 90% of what the other ones do, but those other support patches, I really love them too because they only amplify what X39 can do in my body. So I'm just grateful that we live in this day and age. I'm grateful to meet wonderful people like you. I mean, what a great thing, because I would have never met you had it not been for Maureen. So that's
Yeah,
the other joyful thing about this. Feels more like a unity consciousness type way of
it
dealing
is.
with things. I know that network marketing or direct marketing might have a bad rap sometimes, but I don't know any other way, even as a doctor, that you could go into another country like South Africa, where we've got a group that's doing a big event, or in without getting licenses and things like that. The licenses are already put in place. So if you have people and loved ones that you know that are suffering in another country, you can actually go help them there and they can be shipped directly to them. So I just think that this is a really beautiful way of linking arms with each other and meeting wonderful people and making a difference. And I feel like David Schmidt had all kinds of other ways he could have marketed this, but the one-on-one touch of having people serve one another, there's something about the love that is the real healer. And when you genuinely care about people, that's a really important part of this whole thing.
Really is. I mean, and honestly, I'm so blessed because I've met you. We've had a couple great calls. Maureen, I've known Maureen for a while, and there was a lot of stuff going on in her life that this is really showing some real great results for her and her situation with her family. And that call we did with Dave, my buddy, who's got the issues that he's dealing with. And, for everyday people like me and you that just want to maintain good health, wind the clock back, activate those stem cells, start going back and having better skin, thicker hair, going from a little gray to a little bit more dark hair again, and all these wonderful things. And, when you touched on the spray for testosterone, obviously it's fun if, it improves your sex life, but I just want to start putting on some more muscle mass, when I go to the gym. And, I want to do it in a way where I know it's safe and it's effective. And I don't want to take shots and, get into all kinds of other crazy stuff, which, is also out there. So I'm really blessed to have found
Yeah.
this. And as I
And
get to
you'll
know these
love
products better,
X49. X49 is the one that does that naturally
I'm going to
too.
have like 5 patches on as soon as we get off this call.
Well,
I swear I'm going to
you
have like
know,
2 or 3 on the back and a couple on the belly button. It's like, I'm going to
oh,
be the poster child, but it's great because I'm starting off this call today, putting the patches on, and we'll do another call in 60, 90 days as we go. And people will say, wow, who is that guy? And it's like, that's the new me.
yes,
At 58 years old, I'm kind of like the poster child for this stuff. So,
yes.
um, it's
This is
great for our
perfect.
customers. It's great for everyday people. Pamela, I love you. You're amazing. Before we
Thank
go,
you.
before we say goodbye today, is there anything you'd like to say to our viewing audience?
Well, I just feel like if you found this video and you're here, I feel like it's like almost like a divine appointment because I prayed for something that would add more light to my body and do it naturally. And 3 days later, I found out about X39 and LifeWave. And so it feels it isn't by accident. Just
Yeah,
think about that.
yeah,
Think about
it
maybe
is.
the divine is reaching out and saying, "Hey, here's 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 something that will elevate your life." Because, like David Schmidt says, there's no question that these will help you live longer and the quality of your life is going to be better. The only question is, what are you going to do to give back? So this is your opportunity to elevate your life so that you really can use your gifts and the things that you've been blessed with to make this place a better place for our children as well.
That's beautiful. I love that. If you didn't see our first video, go back to our YouTube channel and watch the first video that me and Pamela did. That was a great video with your in your environment with the healing bowl or the sound bowls, sound healing. Those are amazing. Some of those bowls cost what, like 20, 25 grand?
Yeah, they're kind of, yeah, we have a
I
really
mean,
very
like
rare collection.
rare and it just,
They're amazing. And
thousands of years. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and
Of,
some of them activate the pineal, which I absolutely love, and that's why I patch the pineal when I play. So we have some
I
cool
love
things
that.
happen.
I
Mhm.
love that. If you love our videos and you love what we're doing, subscribe and share. We're building our channel. We're bringing in more great people, more great products. And Pamela, thanks once again for your time. It's always great to see you. And stay with me here. I'm going to sign off on this call, but
Okay.
I will stay with you for just a minute once we're done.
Okay.
Thank you.